Good evening, everybody. We've got here another 1v1 on Arabia, and today we are seeing TheMax versus Hoang. Both of these players are playing as the Celts, and we'll get right into it. So, in the blue, as mentioned before, TheMax is playing as the Celts, and then in the red, on the other side, we do have Hoang under his Rin account. So, taking a look at the maps, as I just speed up a little bit through Dark Age, you can see good back gold, back stone, back berries for the max. Fairly wallable with these golden stone piles at the front. A little bit open on the side, but overall a very good secure map for the max. For Hoang, very easy wall offs to the town center, but difficult to get to other than this back gold, the forward gold, berries, and stone. Of course, playing as the Celts, we are expecting most likely from Hoang a Drush into Fast Castle. That seems to be a pretty standard build of his. He is always known for being the aggressive player and can cause a little bit of damage here. Bit unlucky here, as you can see the sheep or goats just out of the line of sight. He will see that eventually, but we'll see if he can see it in the Dark Age or not. He's already going forward, trying to steal the boar of the max. Unlikely that he will get it at this point in time, just because the max might end up taking out his scout cavalry. Choosing to fight a little bit here, and there we go. The boar has turned around, gone back, and Hoang will have to run back. If he had been able to find that originally, he might have been okay without these goats. But a little bit of a mess right now when it comes to food, as well as having a very weak scout for Hoang. And just so unlucky. Look how close that is for these sheep being found. He is going to continue to look around for them. I'm sure he thinks at this point that it hasn't been stolen, but he will likely look into these dark corners and hopefully run by this one down there. We're seeing a wall off all ready for the max. He knows he's playing against Hoang, very aggressive player, and so he will be walling up as soon as possible. And you know what? He might, if he were to run around the back, he might see these goats before Hoang himself does. Hoang now doing a wall off on the sides of his base. He does see quite a bit, and look at this, how close. Very close as well to seeing those goats. Doesn't quite catch them, but still very, very close. The max on the other side of things, he is just playing it safe, walling up, having a back barracks for defense, and Hoang wanting to wall all the way out to protect these berries and this stone as much as possible. Also walling far out here, just in case we see archers later on from the max. He wants to play it safe and make sure that he's not in trouble. And right now we will see the players clicking up fairly soon here. Both of the players sitting on 23 villagers, and here we have the max a little bit faster up to the next age as Hoang is pushing in his deer, but he will be clicking up hopefully soon. He is running very low on food without these sheep. Mind you, that's an extra 200 food. He's already got 4 farms up, and he has an unideal 8 on berries, now 9. So his economy is a little bit of a mess to start out, but he will be continuing to make villagers and continuing to build up his economy, and he will get into the feudal age with a very strong economy. It just will be very delayed. The max, of course, being one of the best players in the world, well known for being one of the top team game players. From the Team Finland that has done just so well against some of the other teams in the community. And bad luck with these. I think, you get situations like this where that is just purely luck. And very, very close. I mean, just barely out of range of any of the Fog of War. But luckily, Hoang was able to push in the deer and do a little bit of a push. The Max has hit the feudal age now, and Hoang is only 26% of the way up. He immediately drops a double palisade wall. He wants to make sure that he is protected against any aggression that the Max might be throwing forward. But right now, nothing too aggressive coming out for the Max, as we see he is saving up for the castle age. He's going to look to do a fast castle build. He's got a market in the back and blacksmith being built along the wall here. Will be able to click up pretty quick. He actually might be able to click up before Hoang even gets to the next age. So big advantage right now for the Max. Obviously, it all stems from the failed boar lure and the missing goats. And the castle age, 10% of the way up for the Max. And as you can see here, just now, Hoang hitting feudal. Taking a look at Hoang's economy in the meantime, we do see that he is going to be able to click up to the next age fairly quickly. With all of the units he does have on food, he shouldn't be too worried. But it's unideal to be building this many farms this early in the game, just because of the wood cost that is associated with them. And deciding to even wall up to protect in front of his town center. He knows that aggression can cause a lot of damage for him. And his scout is now gone. Hoang is very behind at this point in time. Spear's coming forward a little bit for the Max, getting some map control. He knows he's in a big advantage. Both of them going up to castle age at this point in time, but not quite seeing anything as far as major aggression. Neither of the players currently are making anything other than the spearmen that the Max is throwing out. Would likely see some knights coming forward from the Max right once castle age hits, and we'll see exactly what he does. The Max obviously well known for his big booming strategies, and he will be adding in a second town center immediately on this gold and stone. In team games, the Max obviously one of those players that booms up and is able to steamroll late game. When we take a look at Hoang, we don't see any major aggression coming forward yet. Still no barracks, which is odd for Hoang to be not yet even doing a single military building, but he might just be going for some siege at this point in time. And we'll see how close the villagers have gotten. Look at that. So close to seeing that goat, and there we go. He finally sees the goat, and let's see what his reaction is. He's hitting castle age as he found his last goats, but already there are knights coming forward, and Hoang deciding to drop a castle to defend, looking to go for woads as defense. Monastery already going up. They will get conversions on these knights, and these goats are long gone. So, when we look at the military stats, we have 8 military already for the Max and 0 right now for Hoang. 2 villager lead for Hoang. That is not going to last forever, just considering the fact that it is 2 town centers right now for the Max. But Hoang is defended currently. He does have the castle up, and immediately Woad Raiders come out. Very quick build units. They will be able to overpower anything that is thrown at them at this point in the game. Obviously very strong against spearmen, and will be able to hold their own against knights pretty well. A siege workshop for the Max is dropped forward. That will cause some aggression on this wood line, and Hoang just going full base safety, looking to protect with as many walls as possible. The knights might be able to pick off this monk, and they do underneath the castle fire, and even get away with only losing one of them. But look at this, the mass of Woad Raiders is starting to come forward, And there's not too much that the Max has in defense against that. I'd like to see some Scorpions coming out for the Max, but we will see what he decides to go for. The Knights able to just barely outrun the Woad Raiders. Obviously, Woad Raiders such a fast unit, and they will be looking to get into the economy of the Max. The Max safely walling up, but these palisades will not protect for very long. And that town center might even be denied. If we look at the Fog of War, these Knights will be able to take out the Woads with just maybe a little bit of help from the 4th Knight there. But just such a fast infantry unit, Woad Raiders, and such a favorite, you know? But now we're at a point where there is a monk protecting. This monk could get a conversion if it spots it in time. Will the Knights get the kill? That was so close. The Knights got the kill. And another monk goes down. 0 conversions so far. Definitely bad luck for Hoang. Fallen a bit further behind. But now with more monks, more Woads coming forward, he is able to push back the Knights. But the Max on 3 town centers. Only the 1 for Hoang right now. He is going all in. 1 town center. Boom. Push as much as possible with his military advantage while he can. He currently does have a slight numbers advantage, but remember again, it is Woads versus Knights. Knights obviously being stronger 1v1. And Hoang will look to just continue to pump out Woad Raiders. He is sending them straight forward to the front and finally gets a conversion of one of the Knights, gets a bit of HP off the other ones, and able to get a good surround with these extra numbers. And suddenly, what we're looking at is 11 Woads against just a few Knights, 5 Knights currently for the Max. And these Woads will be able to do a lot of damage if they can get in. Villager lead currently for the Max is 15 villagers. Makes a big difference right now, but there is so much of his economy just being pushed into building more villagers. Second stable is coming up, as this first one will go down shortly. But pushed back a little bit by the monk on the other side. Monks are going to be able to play such a big role in this game, converting back and forth and giving huge advantages to whichever team can get the most. This siege workshop still has not been seen, has not been used either, mind you. More important currently. And 2 Woads get converted. The monk gets in safe. Fighting under TC fire, never a good situation this early in the game. Obviously, Woads not too much pierce armor currently. But Hoang able to just delay, cause as much damage as possible, and he is going forward with villagers. He will have the stone for a castle shortly, and we will likely see a castle drop forward. This villager over here has not really paid off yet for the Max. We'll see what he's able to do, as the Woads are massing up a lot. 17 Woad Raiders in the base of the Max. And already we see the castle getting dropped, and the Max can do nothing about it. This castle will go up. This many Knights against this many Woads and 3 monks. There's absolutely nothing that the Max can even consider to do. All 3 conversions go through, and look at this swing. The Max fallen behind. He's at a point right now where it might be GG. This is a complete overrun. This is a classic Hoang game, able to completely destroy the booming player, the better player when it comes to raiding. And here we go. Finally, what we have next is a siege workshop. He will just push down whatever TCs the Max has, and the numbers of villagers advantage currently sitting at 20. That number is going to drastically drop as we continue on. Siege Workshop going up, Woad Raiders completely denying most of the economy for the max. 43 idols out of 66 total villagers, and more villagers going down to these Woad Raiders. Woad Raiders, as the name implies, so good at raiding economies. Look at this, just destroying the villagers, now down to a 10 villager lead. That is nothing currently. Battering rams coming down, they will go straight for the town centers, take out anything that Max has in defense, and I believe the game is over at this point in time. There's not too much that the Max can do. He doesn't have the big lead. He must know that Hoang is doing well from the back. We do see just one TC still from Hoang. He is not even thinking about a second one. He just wants to destroy, destroy, destroy. And all of a sudden we do see a castle coming up for the Max. Last ditch attempt to protect whatever economy he has left. Trying his best, but 3 rams are coming forward. This town center will go down. The castle at this point in time is temporarily denied. It will eventually go up, but the Max calls the GG. And let's take a quick look at the statistics, and boom, boom, boom. Even in economy, Hoang was able to win just because he was able to collect so much more gold and stone. Overall, fantastic game.